So we got to see in the last two lessons what cells are, how tissues work together, and now we're going to jump up to the bigger parts, the parts of the body that you'd be able to see without looking at a microscope. We're going to be looking at how organs work together. Organs work together in organ systems to carry out major life functions. Organ systems also interact with each other. So it's not like they're just all working by themselves or one at a time. They're oftentimes talking with each other, communicating to get all of the systems of your body working in a time. So, organ systems. And I know on my notes it says to write the definition below, so make sure that you're looking for the definition of organ systems. In dogs, cats, fish, ferns, and you, many cells work together in tissues. Many tissues work together in organs. Organs together in groups too. An organ system, and I'm just going to write as I read this. An organ system is a group of organs and tissues that work together to carry out a life process. All right, so as we're going to be continuing reading, we know that we've got the organ system and that's a process of working together. First, we're going to look at bones. Each of your bones is an organ. Together, about 200 bones make up the skeletal system. So if you see a picture of a skeleton, about 200 bones make that up. This organ system has several important jobs. It provides the body with a strong support system. Imagine what life would be like if you did not have bones to help you stand or sit up. You would move like wiggling worms. Another job of the skeletal system is to protect internal organs. The skull is made up of several bones that work together to protect the brain. The rib cage protects your lungs and heart. Bones have other jobs too. So if you think of your head, if you would knock on your head, and you can feel that is your skull, and that's protecting your brain. And it's the same way as if on your ribs, you can feel your ribs, and that's just protecting your lungs. So the big job of the skeletal system is to protect and support. And then I also know that there are 200 bones that make up your skeletal system. All right, continuing on to muscles. Muscles are organs that work together to move your body. You have about 640 muscles that you can control. There are some muscles that you can't even control. When you run or dance, your brain tells dozens of these muscles how to work together. In other cases, muscles work by themselves without your thinking. Have you ever shivered in cold weather? Shivering can help you survive the cold. When you shiver, many muscles are working together to warm your body. You do not have to think about shivering for it to happen. Like I said, there's some muscles that you can control, some that just work on their own, but muscles are there to help move your body. So that goes there. Some muscles you can control, but when you are cold, your body blink, which warms your body. And that is shivers, which is what happens when you are cold. Then we're going to go on to the next page where it's bones and muscles working together. If you want, you can go ahead and look into this section of muscles working together. So this is like one way that muscles look. So those long, thin muscles. And then also bone cells is down here. So it looks very different close up than what we see as we're looking, if we ever see it ourselves, just looking with our eyes. All right, going to the next page, we have bones and muscles working together. One of the biggest jobs of your muscle and skeletal systems is to work together to move your body. Many muscles work in pairs to move bones. So just looking at the first part, I know that bones and blink work together to move your body. I know that bones and muscles work together. Hold out your arm straight in front of you. And then bend your elbow. While you do this, the tricep muscles on the bottom of your arm relax and stretches. At the same time, the bicep muscles on the top of your arm contract or shorten. This makes the end of the muscle on the bone of your forearm to bend your elbow. The opposite happens when you straighten your elbow. In this case, the tricep muscle on the back of your arm contracts and the bicep muscle relaxes. Muscles only pull on bones. They never push. So your muscles are never pushing your bones, but they will pull it. So if I'm bending my arm, it is pulling the bone toward me. This is why two or more muscles must work together to move each bone in opposite directions. Going on to the section with the nerves and muscles. Many organ systems work together to make a complex organism. For example, your nervous system controls how your muscles move your bones. Nerves carry electrical signals from your brain and spinal cord to your muscles. Without nerves, you would never even move a muscle. So I can see that organ systems work together. And then lastly, we see the blink system controls how your muscles move your bones. And that's going to be your nervous system. Your nervous system is what gets your body moving. Then lastly, we're going to read in the last section, organ systems often work so closely together that some organs are in two organ systems. For example, muscles are not just connected to your bones. Some of the strongest muscles in your body make up your heart. These muscles work every minute of your life to push blood through the system of blood vessels. Muscles also squeeze food through the digestive system. Your skeletal system is very important to your circulatory system. The red and white blood cells in your body are made in bone marrow. Bone marrow is a soft material that fills cavities and spongy bone tissues inside bones. So then that last part says some organs are in two organ systems. And that's something that's really important, is that there's different parts of your body that work on their own, and there's most of the time, though, they are working so closely together. Then jumping into our worksheet, we're going to be continuing to talk about muscles and bones in the human body. So don't get too nervous that this is a lot to take in. But we're going to be working on our worksheet. The skeletal system is an example of a what? So the skeletal system, we want to go back to that page. Is made up of an organ system because it's a lot of organs working together to carry out a life process. You have about 640 blank that you can control. That is either muscles or organs. So I can go back and I can look in, and I see 640 right here, and that says 640 muscles you can control. I would like you to do those true and false on your own. Make sure that you look at your notes to help you out with that. For number 9, it says in 1 year, doctors at the emergency room of a hospital treated 380 children for bicycle accidents. Of those, 15% had a broken collarbone, and your collarbone is going to be like right here. If you press down underneath your neck, you'll feel a bone. That's your collarbone. How many children were treated for a collarbone? Show your work. So I need to multiply 380 times 0.15 to get my number, and then I need to, that will give me my number of children treated for a broken collarbone. If you need to do it under here, you can do that also. Make sure you show that work, get your answer up there, and then you are set to go for the lesson.